Today on Seattle Refined, do you spend too much time caring about things that don't really matter?
If I'm worrying about something, I'll worry about worrying, and then I'll worry that I'm a worrier.
Find out the best-selling secret behind caring less and enjoying more.
I got promoted. I'm a power caller.
Plus, a big announcement from the Seattle International Film Festival. We'll tell you which movie will kick off next month's big party. Man, this parade is so popular here at Disneyland that these folks, all of them right here, got here hours ago to get the correct seat. Refined gives you the best seat in the house for something new at Disney resorts. Plus, how you can enter to win a Disney getaway for your family. Seattle Refined starts now. Hi everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. One of our missions here on Refined is to help you, our viewers, get the most out of living here in Western Washington. And if I can borrow a phrase from Oprah Winfrey, we want to help you live your best life. Now, in my opinion, most of us waste a lot of time we could spend on enjoying life by worrying too much about what others think of us, which is why our latest book club pick, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, give our refined readers a lot to talk about. On the surface, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F by author Mark Manson may seem harsh, but don't judge this self-help book by its cover. Readers seem to love Manson's blunt advice and raw chapters like You Are Not Special and You're Wrong About Everything. Refined wanted to see if the book really lives up to the hype.
Hey! So good to see you.
So for the first time ever, we crashed someone else's book club.
Wow, we've been doing this book club for about 2 years now.
Carmen, Megan, and Laura are friends first and book club buddies second.
Those are my girls, so we look for any reason to get together, so we call it a book club. It gives us time to catch up, do a little drinking.
All right, cheers.
The drinks and laughs were flowing at Carmen's house, and when Refined's Britt Thorson arrived, the conversation started to get real.
So one of the main reasons we chose this book is because it's blowing up. It's all over the top 10 bestsellers lists. It's supposed to be this new modern age self-help book, and it's getting a lot of attention. Was it worth it for you guys?
I had to take the cover off so my kids wouldn't see it. That's what I had to do. Oh, yeah.
I was the one that was like, Megan, you gotta read this, come on, let's get on board, bring this to the club. And as soon as I started reading it, I thought, I'm not gonna be able to get through this. Just not my cup of tea.
Why? Because of the swearing or what?
Yes, it was like every other word.
It was initially a great draw for me, because being from Ireland, not that we all curse, we don't all curse, but it's kind of normal, right? So it was kind of refreshing to have it so out there
Yeah.
and used so frequently.
I'm usually like not a fan of self-help books or anything, but this one just like flipped, you know, there were so many fresh ways of thinking. Like I actually did have to flip my way of thinking about it, about like my daily life and my values and what to give an F about. It was actually valuable.
It's really not the subtle art of not giving an F. It's the subtle art of choosing what to give an F about.
I agree, 100%, absolutely.
One chapter called The Value of Suffering really resonated with the women when the author talked about the rocky relationship with his brother and the lack of communication.
I love the part where he's talking about his brother and how he really feels like a failure as a brother because his brother won't return his phone calls or his text or whatever. But his brother's point of view is, but you like to communicate one way, I like to communicate another. And I just thought, I am so like that. Like, I'll call Megan or text Megan and then she's out in Europe somewhere and I don't hear from her 3 or 4 days and then a week will pass and I will have totally gotten over it and she'll just politely say, hey Carm, just got back from Spain or wherever, and it's just like, oh, okay, so you weren't just blowing me off.
She still loves you. She still loves you.
A lot of times like I'll take people's actions and like translate them into me. You're not that special.
Yeah.
People are not all around you all day thinking about you. They're doing their thing. And it's not about you. And I love that part.
Another part that really hit home with the group is something called the feedback loop from hell.
Social media is so wonderful in so many ways. But last week, I was having a really hard time at work, and I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I'm seeing a photo of my friends at a wedding that I wasn't invited to, a photo of, you know, a old colleague's new baby looking happy together. And so every single photo I saw was like making me feel bad for feeling bad. I am so damn guilty of the feedback loop from hell, and I will do it with every emotion. If I'm worrying about something, I'll worry about worrying, and then I'll worry that I'm a worrier.
I don't do a lot of social media. I'm on vacation or I'm doing these things, and I'm like, if I'm like ever think about it, would I post this? And I'm like, why? Like, I'm not that special. I don't need to like blurt this out to the world.
So did it help you with that then?
It made me more comfortable with like, sometimes I feel bad that I'm like not participating, and it made me feel better about like, you know what? No, like I'm gonna not give an F about that.
Yeah.
About that anymore.
I didn't want to actually like the book and found myself sticking with it because I kept thinking like, okay, this is too much. But I totally couldn't incorporate that into my everyday life. There's just things that you'll always remember like, that's not worth my time.
I think I would read it again as well. I think
Like
there's
parts.
so much
Like
in
you
it.
said,
If I read it again in 2 months or 3 months' time, I think I might even get more
Take
out
more,
of it,
yeah.
or a different slant on it.
Ladies, thank you so much for letting Refined crash your book club.
Great.
Oh my gosh!
Anytime.
Cheers! Yeah.
There's still time to start reading our April book club pick, Bachelor Nation. It gives you an inside look at the world of America's guiltiest pleasure, The Bachelor. To learn more, head to SeattleRefined.com. And if you're still looking for some more good spring reading, we've got you covered. Refined.com bookworm Rebecca Mongrain compiled a list of the 12 best reads for spring. There's everything from food to empowerment. And the best part, most of the books have a Seattle connection. To check it out, head to SeattleRefined.com. Bango, bango, bango. Seattle Refined is just getting started.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Boom.
Wow, I'm impressed. I was worried you were gonna crack it.
We pop in and say hello to our kitchen bestie. The jokes are corny, but the cake is off the chart creative. But first, now did you get hit with water?
Yeah,
Is that kind of fun?
yeah, it's really fun.
Refined makes a splash at the Magic Kingdom, and you can too. Find out how you can win a Disney getaway for your family. Welcome back to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. There is no bigger show on television right now than the reboot of Roseanne. 13 million viewers tuned in last week to see the heartbreaking reunion between Darlene and David.
I didn't mean to stress you out. Now I'm stressed out.
And tonight, Roseanne fans are going to hit the jackpot here on Como with 4 back-to-back episodes starting at 8 o'clock. If you haven't been watching, it's a perfect opportunity to catch up and see what everyone is talking about. Seattle has a lot of great things going for it, but one thing that I don't think enough people are aware of is our city has the largest film festival in the United States. How cool is that? The Seattle International Film Festival kicks off in less than a month from now, and excitement is brewing. SIFF has already announced a couple of big films that will headline its opening, centerpiece, and closing night galas. They are the drama The Bookshop, the provocative comedy Sorry to Bother You, and the new Gus Van Sant film, Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot. SIFF kicks off May 17th. Speaking of movies, all summer long, Disneyland Resort is pulling out all the stops celebrating the movies of Pixar. That means even more excitement than usual at the happiest place on earth. And rain or shine, there's one Disney Pixar attraction that never fails to put a smile on everyone's face. It's one of the most iconic spots at Disneyland, Main Street, the gateway to everything the park has to offer, and the perfect setting for one of the most popular events at Pixar Fest, the Pixar Play Parade.
Guests may remember that it used to be over in Disney California Adventure Park.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's back and better than ever, but right here for the first time at Disneyland, which is really great because it's a bit more of an intimate parade route down Main Street. Guests can get even a little more up close and personal.
That means staking out a prime viewing location along the route. This parade is so popular here at Disneyland that these folks, all of them right here, got here hours ago to get the correct seat, the best seat. Where are you guys from?
Escondido.
Are you ready for this parade? All right, let's get this baby rolling. The parade opens the same way all the Pixar movies do.
So we had to start our Pixar Play Parade with the Pixar lamp, so that's brand new for this parade, as well as the iconic Pixar yellow ball.
Those aren't the only elements. Joy and sadness from Inside Out ride down the street on Riley's Rocket Wagon.
But what I like best is you always see Joy, like she's real happy, waving at everybody, and then sadness is. She's really into it, you know?
So what was your favorite part of the parade?
My favorite part was the balloons and the house. It was cute.
The Upload is making its first appearance in the parade, and it's a crowd pleaser. Carl and Doug ride on lush jungle greenery, flanked, of course, by Kevin the Bird.
Yep, Kevin the Bird is a girl, and Russell's riding on her back, and I think Kevin is the star of the parade.
The stars don't stop coming. Favorites from Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, and Toy Story pass just feet away. I'm not kidding. This parade is upside down terrific. Look at this, and it only gets better. It's an exciting, high-energy experience, guaranteed to make you smile. There are dancers, even acrobats. And if you need to cool down on a hot summer day, a squirt of water from one of the flowers or the baby turtles will do the trick. Now, did you get hit with water?
Yeah.
Is that kind of fun?
Yeah, it's really fun.
It really is an event the whole family will enjoy.
I liked it. I think it was like the characters were a surprise. You didn't know that those characters were coming, along with the water. It was a fun surprise and parade for everyone.
It was awesome. I mean, I grew up with Toy Story. You know, this parade is awesome for the young and the young at heart.
It really doesn't matter what age, right?
No. I'm almost 40 and I still love it.
Refined's Disneyland Resort adventures are just getting started. Tomorrow on Refined, Disney After Dark. We'll show you the newest nighttime attractions. And there's still time for you to enter to win a trip for 4 at Disney Resort. Log on to SeattleRefined.com/contest for a chance to take home a 3-day, 2-night getaway to the happiest place on earth. The contest runs through April 30th. Coming up on Refined, the best barista in the U.S. lives right here in Seattle. We'll tell you who. Plus, popcorn cake and transforming trash into treasure.
Tie that off.
Welcome back to Refined. I'm Garth Swanson. You know, everybody knows that Seattle is the coffee capital of the world. But did you know what's even better than a coffee clatch? How about a coffee clash? That's exactly what happened at the Washington State Convention Center over the weekend, where judges crowned winners in the U.S. Coffee Championships. Our Refined photographer captured all the action as baristas, brewers, roasters, and tasters faced off for coffee supremacy. And we're happy to report the winner of the Best Barista is a Seattle guy. His name is Cole McBride, and apparently he makes a mean latte. To learn more, check out the website. You know what's great with coffee? Cake. And there's definitely a kernel of truth when I say our kitchen bestie, Heather Earnhardt, makes some of the most creative cakes in the city. I popped by the Wandering Goose Cafe to check out her latest creation. All right, Heather, so what are we making today?
So we're doing a popcorn cake today. I'm a big fan of popcorn. I eat popcorn for dinner sometimes. And I decided to combine a sweet and savory aspect and do popcorn together in a cake. I made this recipe up. I don't know if anybody's doing a popcorn cake. Do you?
You just made it up?
I just made it up.
I never heard of it until I stepped right in here. Is the popcorn actually in the cake or just on the outside?
I infuse the buttermilk that's in the cake with popcorn, and then I strain it out and make the cake, and then we're going to frost it with a butter frosting, and then we're going to top the entire cake with popcorn. So this is the frosting. It has butter, powdered sugar, a little vanilla, a little butter extract.
And you can't go wrong with that.
How can you?
All right, can I put this baby on?
Yep.
So what's the key here?
So you want to...
Is this the top? I mean the bottom?
It
I gotta flip
doesn't matter, yeah, but you want to hold your hand here, so you don't want to crack it. You want to peel the top off. Yep. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Boom.
Wow, I'm impressed. I was worried you were going to crack it.
Boom! Look at that! Let's celebrate! Bango, 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 bango. You just love making this cake, don't you?
I just love eating the popcorn.
I forgot about the popcorn.
Okay, so we're gonna do the popcorn. You ready?
I'm ready. So tell me what I'm supposed to do.
And this is salted popcorn. Now, I make popcorn the old-fashioned way. I don't have a microwave here or at home.
No microwave here at your restaurant?
No.
Or at home?
No, I've never had one.
Girl.
I know. You have to shake it while you're cooking it so it doesn't burn.
And you know what? When I got here, in fact, right now, this popcorn is hot.
Would it feel hot? I made it fresh for you.
And you have to let it cool a little bit before you stick it on the frosting, or does it matter?
You do. That's a good point. So I usually start at the top. Just take handfuls. It's okay if it falls, or I try to cover the whole cake. Okay, ready to do the sides?
Let's do the sides. Food should not be serious.
No, it should not be. I mean, how serious can you take this cake?
We're almost finished with the popcorn cake.
Well, you're not finished.
Oh yeah, I gotta help.
Do the sides.
All right, so I'm just gonna take a handful here.
Yep.
And then just kind of.
Yep. Go around, and you can pick up anything extra that falls on the table. That's great. Have you made this before?
I haven't, but I look like a pro, don't I? Dude, this is like beautiful. Just a couple of bare spots here. How am I looking, Heather?
It looks great.
You know what's nice about here? You don't have to worry about making a mess. But you know it's going to be a mess, right? You just have to accept it.
Eladio, my dishwasher, is like giving me the stink eye. It's okay, Eladio, I promise. I'm going to sweep it up, I promise.
Heather, that looks finished.
It's done.
This is our baby.
It's our baby.
Let's hug it together. Oh, it's our baby. Just hug the baby.
Popcorn baby.
Nice work.
Thank you. Thanks for helping. That was easy. You're hired.
Heather's latest cookbook, Big Food, Big Love, is in stores now. Seattle Refined will be right back. Welcome back to Refined. Mark your calendars. Mother's Day is right around the corner. It's May 13th this year. And if you can't find the perfect gift for mom, how about giving her an experience she'll never forget? The last thing most moms need is more stuff to clutter up the house. That's why Refined has come up with the gift that every mom really wants, and that's quality time with her family. Whether it's a travel adventure, a foodie field trip, or a great night at the theater, we've got experiences you and your mom will never forget. You can find the full list on the website. Finally, if you're like me, you love checking out thrift shops and garage sales and thinking about creative ways to take stuff that many people would see as trash and transform it into treasure. It's called upcycling. And as Refine's Malia Karlinski shows us, if you know what you're doing, you can create some amazing things.
When you visit a thrift store, do you see trash? Because you just might be looking at treasure. Goodwill's DIY guy, Gary Foy, showed us some easy ways to give used stuff a new lease on life. First up, you may already have an old teacup or two in your kitchen cabinet. Turns out, they're for the birds. Literally, it's a cinch to take a cup and saucer and make them into a bird feeder.
All you want to do basically to make your teacup bird feeder is you want to line up the points that are going to touch first, okay, right? And the way you know that is that the handle's always going to be pointing up. You're going to want to sand where the teacup touches. Okay. So grab your sand and just sand, get it nice and rough.
Okay.
All right, that's good enough. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to grab your glue, epoxy. All right. And get that on there. You want your handle to be up.
How long do you let it sit for?
You know, I'm a good 48-hour guy.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just add some twine, throw in a couple scoops of bird seed, and hang.
Just tie that off.
One thing you can easily find at garage sales or Goodwill, old colanders. Turns out they're perfect for creating a hanging herb garden. The first step, spray painting.
Let's do a couple light coats.
Now you just want to do this in a well-ventilated area, correct?
Always well ventilated, outside.
Okay, so once you got the colander sprayed,
yes,
then how do you get the chain on?
Okay, so what I do is I grab some needle nose pliers and I just separate the chain to figure out how long it should be. I try to do the same size on all three chains. And then I unhook one and make it like into a little a hook, so I can put it into one of the holes in the colander. And then I took this old coat rack,
okay,
and put that in there, and then I just hung all these off of the coat rack pieces, and it hangs beautifully. And you got everything from mint to a little bit of kale. You got some peppers down here, so if you keep it, it's all upward, it's easy, and it's great for apartment living, right?
Is this on wheels then? So you can like roll it in and out as you need to?
That's exactly what it's on. So yeah, it's totally mobile. And if you don't have a big space, guess what? You're ready to go and you have a garden.
Adds a lot of color too.
It does have a lot of color. Is it too much?
Never too much.
No, okay,
no,
never too much.
So the next time you visit a thrift shop, you may want to check out the housewares aisle. There's a bounty of great stuff you can upcycle for your garden there. Malia Karlinski, Seattle Refined.
To see more of Malia's DIY Goodwill adventures, log on to the website. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Garth Swanson. Thanks for joining us here on Seattle Refined. We'll see you next time.